Hello YouTube and welcome to my next video. In this video we're going to be doing something just a little bit different rather than just a conventional route learning video. So we're going to be driving a Class 377 from London Bridge to Brighton. This will be a special non-stop run. We're actually driving on the South London to Brighton route, which is where someone has taken the South London network add-on and the London to Brighton add-on and connected the two together, which is why I'm able to drive from London Bridge to Brighton. This is available on Steam Workshop if you would like to download it and try it for yourself. I think it's a very good route. It's great to have the extension with the two routes joined together. So as I said, we're doing something a little bit different today. So this scenario is based on the 11th of September 2005, which is when Southern ran a special speed run service, which was a non-stop run from London Bridge to Brighton. On this run, the train was permitted to break the speed limit at certain places, and in fact there is a video online of the run when it was taking place. In this video the driver gave the speed limits that he was doing and the braking points, which has really helped me with this video, so I've managed to take some notes from that to try and learn this route and recreate this in Train Simulator. In creating this scenario, I have numbered the two units of this 8-coach train correctly. So at the front we have Class 377 472, and on the rear we have Class 377 474. A friend of mine who has his own YouTube channel, BM Rail, has actually changed this train for me and given me a slight reskin, so I'll just show you what I mean now. On the side of the front coach here you can see that there is a logo that says London to Brighton, the speed run, commemorating this run, and this was there on the day, so I've recreated this to try and make this as accurate as possible. Now in the cab of the Class 377, I'm going to put the train into forward, and now I'm going to open the windows so that we can hear the sound of the air rushing past better. And you can see that the speed set on the outside of the speedometer is set to 100 miles per hour, which will be our maximum speed for the journey today. The run was done in 36 minutes and 57 seconds for the record, so I'm going to try and beat that. I won't actually know until I've completed it and rewatched the video if I've managed to beat the record or not, but we'll see how it goes. Immediately departing London Bridge, the starting speed limit is 20 miles per hour. As you probably just noticed, I went straight into full power departing from there. I'm going to have to drive a lot more aggressively on this journey, so it's not all about passenger comfort. So unlike when you often see me driving cautiously in my videos, I'm going to be using much higher rates of acceleration and much harder braking to try and drive safely while trying to beat the record. As you can see, the speed limit is now going up to 60 miles per hour, and we can accelerate at the very long signal gantry which is crossing all of the tracks just ahead. Now that we've reached that signal gantry, I've gone straight into full power to accelerate up to the 60 mile per hour speed limit. The next speed change will be down to 45 miles per hour at Bricklayers Arms Junction, which is where we turn away from the southeastern main line to head towards East Croydon and the Brighton main line. As we see a right-hand curve coming up just ahead, I'm then going to have to brake hard at up to step 3 braking to slow to the 45 mph speed limit. So I've just shut off the power now in preparation. And now we can see the curve. I'm going into step 3 braking to slow down. And now we're at 45 mph. The speed zone there. The next speed limit will be up to 80 mph as the track straightens out just up ahead. So we straighten out here for a brief moment. The speed board is 60 mph, but our maximum permitted speed is 80 as we round this right hand curve and the track straightens out. The next speed limit is down to 70 mph as we pass through New Cross Gate, which is the next station just coming up. So I'm going to reduce power as we get up to 70 mph to ensure that we don't break the speed limit. Now we've passed through New Cross Gate station, I can now increase power to full as the speed limit is now 80 mph once again. We are now on a climbing gradient of I believe 1 in 100, which is going to significantly affect our ability to accelerate. We're now passing through Brockley station. So the actual line speed here is 70 mph, which means that we are permitted to go up to 10 mph above the speed limit. We're now passing through Honor Oak Park station. The next speed limit is down to 70 mph just after Forest Hill station, so we need to brake for that midway through the platform at Forest Hill. Forest Hill is the next station just coming up. So I'm idling the power now. And I'm now braking for the 70 mph speed limit. At the next signal gantry just coming up, I can accelerate back up to 80 mph. We're now passing through Sydenham station. The line to Crystal Palace is now diverging to the left. The line which diverged to the left a moment ago has just crossed us on the girder overbridge that we've just passed under. We're now passing through Penge West Station. Now passing through Annerley Station. The next speed limit is down to 70 miles per hour at the north end of Norwood Junction Station, which is the next one that we pass. So we're going to brake for that just before the overbridge, which is just before the station. So I don't believe it's this first overbridge, I think it's the second one. I believe there's a second one just after this. Now braking for the 70 mile per hour speed limit at Norwood Junction. So the actual line speed is now 60 miles per hour. We're still permitted to go 10 miles per hour above the speed limit. The next speed change is just before East Croydon, where we're down to 55 miles per hour. So I'm going to brake for the 55 mile per hour speed limit just before this overbridge here. So the line speed is now 45 miles per hour. We're still permitted to go 10 above the speed limit. At this first overbridge just out of East Croydon, we can now accelerate back up to 80 miles per hour. The next speed change is up to 90 at South Croydon. So here the line speed is 60 miles per hour, meaning we are currently permitted to go at up to 20 above the speed limit, though we won't be up to 80 before South Croydon, I don't think. As you can see, South Croydon station is just coming up. So the speed limit is now up to 90 miles per hour. And the next speed change is at what is known as the Covered Way, which used to be Cane Hill Tunnel, until the roof was actually taken off of this tunnel. Halfway along there we can accelerate up to 100 miles per hour. Now passing through Purley Oaks Station. passing through Purley Station. We're now passing Stoat's Nest Junction. The line to Tattenham Corner is now on the right of us, and that will turn off in a moment through Causton Town. And the slow lines will be diverging from us on the left, and ultimately we will cross over them at a place called Starr Lane, and then they will re-emerge on the other side at Earlswood. We are now approaching the covered way. You can see the two walls each side, which were the tunnel walls. And at this bridge here, we can now accelerate up to 100 miles per hour. Though we won't actually get to 100 before our next speed change, which is where the speed limit drops down to 90 miles per hour at Starr Lane, where the slow lines pass under us. Shutting off power now, ready to brake. And braking now. So we're now in Starr Lane. I braked slightly too much there. And we can now go straight back up to 100 miles per hour until the next speed change, which is halfway through Red Hill Tunnel, when we need to slow down to an 80 mile per hour speed limit coming out of there, turning towards Earlswood. We're now passing through Quarry Tunnel. This is the second longest tunnel on the line. Slight bug there that you probably just noticed, where it appeared that the end of the tunnel was coming up. In fact, the tunnel walls hadn't loaded properly. They now have, so you can see this is actually quite a long tunnel. Now managed to get to 100 miles per hour for the first time on this journey. Unfortunately we won't be at it for very long before we have to brake for the 80 speed limit, but we will get more opportunity to travel at 100 miles per hour on this run. So now I've got to prepare for entering Red Hill Tunnel. This is a hard braking point. We've got to lose 20 miles per hour very quickly. So halfway through Red Hill Tunnel, I'm going to go immediately into step 3 braking to try and slow down in time. Now see the entrance to Red Hill Tunnel just coming up, so I'm going to idle the power as we enter the tunnel. And I'm going to brake 80 miles per hour. And then the speed limit is going quickly back up to 90 miles per hour at Earlswood platform here. And now accelerating back up to the 90 speed limit. And straight after the station, the speed limit has now gone up to 100 miles per hour, and I'm permitted to do 100 miles per hour all the way through to 3 bridges, when the speed limit drops again to 90. If anyone is interested, I am considering changing out the train in this scenario so that I can upload it into Steam Workshop, and then you'll be able to download this scenario and try this run for yourself. So the requirements will be the Class 455, the Southern reskin from Armstrong Powerhouse for that, and you'll also require the Class 319 and the Class 465, as well as the London to Brighton and the South London Network add-ons, and the download from Steam Workshop. If you can get all of that and I upload to Steam Workshop, you'll be able to try this for yourself. Or I could potentially give you a Dropbox link if you prefer, so do let me know in the comments if you'd like to try this. And then you'll be able to also get the reskin for this, because I have the file for that and I have permission from my friend to use it. And then you'll be able to drive this with the actual London to Brighton speedrun units. Suggested to me by one of my subscribers that maybe I just share a bit more about myself, the person behind PTG Rails. So my name is Peter. I'm actually 27, nearly 28, so I feel kind of old already. I know I'm not, but I feel it. And I live in sleepy Bexhill on the south coast, which is a nice seaside town, but a little bit quiet, sometimes a bit too quiet for me. Though when I do take the train to London, we have to go via Eastbourne and then up via Haywards Heath. So from Kemah Junction via Wivelsfield all the way into London Victoria is my local route to London. So I know this line very well. We're now passing through Hawley Station. Now passing through Gatwick Airport. So a little bit more about me. I've been into trains since I was a young child. And my first ever train simulator that I actually played, if you could call it that, this is going to make me sound very old, certainly makes me feel it, was a game called Southern Belle on the ZX Spectrum computer, which you loaded from a cassette tape and it sounded like an old modem going off. Games usually took about 10 minutes to load, and it was a wireframe graphics simulation of the London to Brighton route in a steam train. I used to love playing it as a kid. But after that I didn't play a train sim for many years until Microsoft Train Simulator came out, which really rekindled my interest in this hobby. We are now nearing 3 bridges, so I do have to prepare to slow down for the 90-mile-per-hour speed limit here. As soon as we can see the slight S-bend, which there should be here, then I need to brake. So there's a slight curve now, so I'm now going to brake to 90 miles per hour. And then the speed limit is straight back up to 100 miles per hour after the station. I'm now powering up to 100 miles per hour, and there are now no speed changes until just after Balcombe Tunnel Junction, when we go back down to 90 miles per hour once again. Okay, so we've now passed Balcombe Tunnel Junction, and I do need to brake here for the 90 mile per hour speed limit, just at this overbridge. And the speed limit will remain at 90 miles per hour now until we pass through Balcombe Station. So I've slowed down slightly too much there, just applying a bit of power to try and bring us back up to 90, as this isn't going to help us beat the record. And we're now passing through Balcombe Tunnel. Now approaching Balcombe Station, I can go straight into full power just here, just before the platform, and the speed limit is now 100 miles per hour until just before Haywards Heath. Now crossing Ouse Valley Viaduct. now at Copyhole Junction, and after the curve to the right we will be at Haywards Heath platform, so I do need to brake for the 90 mph speed limit just as I can see the platform. I'm now going to shut off the power. I accidentally put the brake on slightly there when I didn't mean to, and now I'm going to brake for the 90 mph speed limit. We're now passing through Haywards Heath Tunnel, and the speed limit is now back up to 100 mph. The next speed change will be at Wivelsfield, which is the next station, when the speed limit goes back down to 90 mph. Wivelsfield station is now coming up, so I'm just braking for the 90 mph speed limit. The speed limit will be back up to 100 mph at Keema Junction, which is where the line towards Lewes, Seaford and Eastbourne turns off just ahead. So as I mentioned, I live in Bexhill, and if I was going home from London I would turn left onto that branch, and it's about another 50 minutes from here to Bexhill. We're now passing through Burgess Hill Station. Now passing through Hassocks Station. We will shortly be passing through Clayton Tunnel, which is the longest tunnel on the line. The speed limit goes down to 90 mph entering the tunnel, and is back up to 100 mph as we exit the tunnel. just slightly too late there. But we are now doing the 90 mile per hour speed limit. And once again, you just saw the bug just ahead. Sorry, that distracted me for a second when trying to say something where the tunnel walls hadn't loaded properly. So the speed limit is now back up to 100 miles per hour. And will remain so until we're halfway through the next tunnel, which is Patcham Tunnel, at which point the speed limit will go down to 85 miles per hour. So in a moment we will actually be entering a 75 mile per hour speed zone at 100 miles per hour, meaning we are actually permitted to break the speed limit by 25 miles per hour, which is quite a significant amount. The line speed limit is now 75 miles per hour, just accelerating up almost to 100 now. Patcham Tunnel is now coming up, so midway through the tunnel I need to brake down to 85 miles per hour. The next speed change is down to 75 miles per hour at the north end of Preston Park, which is the next station that we will be going through. See the platforms at Preston Park just ahead, so I'm now slowing down to 75 miles per hour. At this next signal I now need to brake for a 45 mile per hour speed limit just coming up, so I'm braking hard for that now. Just reduced the braking a bit, and we're now entering a 40 mile per hour speed zone, at which we're permitted to do 45. And it appears that we have some signals against us for a train that's just departing from Brighton now, which is quite unfortunate. I hope that that doesn't affect us. The signal has now changed and cleared, so I can now accelerate back up. We are permitted to go at 35 miles per hour in the 25 zone, which we are now in. Now braking to slow to 25 miles per hour, entering the platform. And here we are, arrival at Brighton. I will let you know in the captions how long it took. I'll work it out in a minute as I rewatch the video back. So indeed, thanks for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. And as I said, if you are interested in possibly driving this scenario for yourself, please do let me know and I'll see if I can get it to you.